1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. This is Radio Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum, and the news read by Sadia Sattar. First, the headlines. Prime Minister will launch the country-wide monsoon plantation drive tomorrow in a bid to turn Pakistan green. After conclusion of polling process of Azad Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly elections in a peaceful environment, the counting of votes is underway. Foreign Office says Pakistan-China friendship has flourished from strength to strength unaffected by changes in regional and global environment. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete shutdown will be observed on Tuesday against the visit of the Indian President Ram Nath Kovind. Russia and Tajikistan have agreed on joint measures to counter threats from Taliban in Afghanistan. In Yemen, at least 44 Houthi rebels and 6 security forces personnel have been killed in fighting in Sarwa district west of Marib. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan will launch the country-wide monsoon plantation drive tomorrow in a bid to turn Pakistan green. The Prime Minister will plant a sapling at Fatma Jinnah Park in Sector F9, Islamabad, to encourage the masses to fully participate in the tree plantation campaign. The nationwide activity is taking place in the rainy season of monsoon as part of the 10 billion tree tsunami under the auspices of the Ministry of Climate Change. In the next few weeks, the Capital Development Authority will plant nearly 500,000 trees across Islamabad. Islamabad over the years has witnessed a massive reduction in tree cover, particularly in the last 2 decades. However, the green graph is gradually showing an upward trend after the government of Prime Minister Imran Khan carried out a massive tree plantation campaign under the Clean and Green Pakistan initiative. Polling for the general elections of Azad Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly was held in a peaceful environment today. The process of counting of votes has begun. Over 3.2 million Kashmiri voters were eligible to exercise their right to vote in all the 45 constituencies till 5 p.m. The polling process began at 8 a.m. in all 4 provinces of Pakistan for 12 seats and 33 seats in AJK. Over 40,000 security personnel, including Pak Army, FC, Rangers and police, were deployed in all constituencies of AJK to ensure peaceful atmosphere for the polling process. A total of 587 candidates are contesting the elections in 33 constituencies of Azad Kashmir districts and 121 candidates on 12 constituencies of Jammu and Kashmir refugees settled in Pakistan. Nearly 5,118 polling stations were set up in all 3 divisions of AJK, Muzaffarabad, Poonch and Mirpur. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Chaudhry Fawad Hussain says elections in Azad Jammu and Kashmir kindle the hopes of people of illegally Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In a tweet, the minister said one day people of entire Jammu and Kashmir would freely express their will through the power of vote and form government comprising of their representatives. The Foreign Office says Pakistan-China friendship has flourished from strength to strength, unaffected by vicissitudes of time and changes in regional and global environment. The Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry in a tweet today said both Pakistan and China remain firm and resolved to further strengthen this all-weather strategic cooperative partnership. The spokesperson of Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs also tweeted that China and Pakistan are the most trustworthy, good neighbors, good friends and good brothers to each other. He also termed the friendship between China and Pakistan as unbreakable. Minister for Planning and Development Asad Umar has said that total anti-COVID vaccination carried out so far in the country has now exceeded the mark of 25 million. In a tweet today, he said further acceleration is being planned for next month. Asad Umar said by the end of next month, target has been set for all major cities to have at least 40% of eligible population vaccinated. This is Radio Pakistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete shutdown will be observed in Srinagar and other parts of the territory on Tuesday against the visit of the Indian President Ram Nath Kovind. The call for the strike has been given by the All Parties Hurriyat Conference. In a statement, APHC appealed the freedom-loving people of Kashmir to impose civil curfew on the day as the visit is tantamount to rubbing salt on the bleeding wounds of Kashmiris. The Jammu and Kashmir Democratic Political Movement said that the visit by Ram Nath Kovind is a ploy to give an impression to the world community that everything is okay in the territory. It deplored that entire occupied territory has been converted into a military garrison prior to the visit. Meanwhile, Indian troops in the fresh act of state terrorism martyred one more Kashmiri youth in Kulgam district. The youth was martyred by troops during a violent coordinated search operation in Yaripura area. The authorities suspended internet services and blocked all entry and exit points in the area. Meanwhile, the Jammu and Kashmir Democratic Freedom Party and Jammu and Kashmir Mass Movement urged the United Nations and the international human rights organizations to take notice of the fresh killing spree unleashed by Indian troops in Kashmir. Russia and Tajikistan have agreed to take joint measures to counter threats from the Taliban in Afghanistan. According to the Russian Defense Ministry's statement, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu and his Tajik counterpart Sherali Mirza in telephonic conversation decided that Russia, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan will also hold major drills along Afghan border to neutralize threats related to the escalating situation in Afghanistan. Meanwhile, Moscow has started delivering new hardware to its Tajik base to reinforce it. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has asked the Afghan security forces to slow the Taliban momentum before attempting to retake the territory. Talking to reporters in Alaska, Pentagon chief said Afghanistan's military is overhauling its war strategy against the Taliban to concentrate forces around the most critical areas. Lloyd Austin said that the United States is set to end its mission in Afghanistan on 31st August. In Afghanistan, unidentified gunmen have shot dead 5 government employees in the Shakardara district of Kabul. District chief said that the gunmen stopped the vehicle carrying the government servants and killed them in Guldara area. Meanwhile, the government has imposed a nighttime curfew across the country in all 34 provinces in a bid to stop the Taliban advance, who are making rapid territorial gains. Afghan Interior Ministry spokesman said the curfew will be effective between 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. local time, and banning motorcycles also imposed in Kabul city, followed by Kandahar city. In Yemen, at least 44 Houthi rebels and 6 security forces personnel have been killed in fighting in Sirwa district west of Marib. Meanwhile, the Saudi Air Defense has intercepted and destroyed 4 bomb-laden drones and a ballistic missile fired by the Houthis towards the Saudi port city Jazan. In the European Union, tens of thousands of people across several countries, including France and Italy, have protested against the anti-COVID measures. Police used tear gas and water cannons to disperse protesters in many cities of European countries, including Paris, Athens, London and Britain. In Croatia, at least 10 people were killed and 40 injured in a bus accident near the city of Slavonski Brod. The bus was en route from German city Frankfurt to Kosovo city Pristina. In the Tokyo Olympics, China prevailed on the second day by winning 5 gold, 1 silver and 3 bronze medals. Japan remains second on the medals table with 5 gold and 1 silver medals, followed by the United States, 2 gold, 2 silver and 4 bronze. And finally, the weather update. Hot and humid weather is likely to prevail over most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, thunder showers expected in isolated places in Potohar region, northeast Punjab and Kashmir. And that's it from the newsroom. For more news and details, log on to our website radio.gov.pk.